Welcome to Rise Above TV. This is a recorded message. There is a show tonight, but it's not live. The reason being is right now, Rise Above Live in the Flesh is happening in Bournemouth. Big shout out to everyone there. For you guys watching at home, make sure you get a ticket to the next event. You're massively missing out.
We're currently at the bar.
Yeah, we're
currently at the bar.
Yeah, as you're watching this, we're currently meeting people at the bar, having a meet and greet before the Saturday where we're having the first ever Rise Above Live podcast, the Fat After Party. So don't forget to sub to the Peasantron. We did the first Peasantron live tonight.
Yeah, test stream.
So get on the Peasantron. Here is the QR code. Don't forget to support our Liberty Silver Designs, our official Ramesh sponsors. What else needs mentioning before people get down to the...
Just enjoy the recorded show.
Enjoy the recorded show.
Just feel bad that you're not there in the flesh.
Yes, absolutely.
Weekend. And for those of you who are there tomorrow...
Yep.
Yeah, tomorrow. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, because this is Friday night.
Yes, that's right.
For those of you who are there tomorrow, enjoy the show.
Oh, yeah, because people that are watching this on Friday might be coming on the Saturday.
That's
so you're
right.
right. We do need to tell them. Everyone be respectful to the hotel. We want to go back there for another event. So be on your best behaviour. We're obviously going to have an awful lot of fun as well.
Enjoy yourselves. Don't retard yourselves too much so you don't enjoy the Saturday.
And also, for Peasantron viewers, we're going to make our very best effort to get the recording of the live event up and running for your Sunday night viewing. We are recording it. You guys will get the recording free of charge. People that aren't subscribed to Peasantron will be able to buy it on Peasantron for $9.99. Sheep Farm, Mark Devlin, ourselves with our banging presentation that we've made. Problem, reaction, final solution. We've just been making the thumbnail for that.
And some other graphics.
Live on the Peasantron. So, enjoy the show tonight, guys. We will be back live next week with the customer services.
That's right.
And we'll see you there. Stay
Word
Ramesh.
to your nan.
Word to your nan. At Rise Above, we never, ever claim to have all the answers. The only thing we claim to have is the best motherfucking questions.
Nobody truly knows what's going on here apart from the people involved, so that's it. If you think differently to someone else in the chat, just be respectful to them. Just don't be a dick.
We're just going to put it all on the table, right? So
slap that rabbit on the table, Michael.
get that rabbit on the table.
Politics.
Cut it into 33 pieces. Now, I'm actually going to get the chat off the screen so we can properly see what's popping here. Andy, PG, you can keep an eye on the chat.
Yeah, we got 230. Oh, it's just changed to 234. We did have
233. Remember, we are so censored. We are only now broadcasting on this YouTube channel.
Highly censored, guys.
Totally banned off Facebook. I've had 3,300 post removes in the last week. So please share this to your Twitter, share it to your Facebook, your Telegram groups. Let's get some more people tuned in because we're going to break this shit down before we even start talking about the Olympics.
Michael.
This is a holographic construct.
So, for once, The Simpsons got it wrong. There's a picture here of 45 DJT lying in a coffin with Secret Service in front, but that didn't happen.
No, it didn't, Michael.
That didn't happen. Shall we start with some first principles of what actually allegedly went down?
Yep.
Let's go.
It's the 13th of July in Butler, Pennsylvania. Former U.S. President Donald Trump speaks at a rally. It's only days until he plans to accept the official Republican nomination. He's just minutes into his speech when shots are fired.
Take a look at what happened.
I'm just going to pause it there because obviously we are analysing this. We're not just playing someone else's content to get a strike.
Yep.
What did you just point at,
I
Andy
just
PG?
pointed at it is Vincent Fusco.
That's in the top left. The guy with the bushy hair with the hat on.
The Jewish looking guy.
This guy, Q-tard people think that is Kennedy, don't they? Dressed up.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they think it's Kennedy. Yeah,
this guy is at every single Trump thing.
They think it's Kennedy's son who was allegedly killed in a helicopter accident.
Yeah, we're just pointing things out as we go here.
Trump got hit, but survived.
So epic. Let me just go back a couple of things. So, yeah, we're seeing the bullet allegedly skimming his right ear here.
Got hit, but...
Now, when he puts his fist up, you can see on the left-hand side Vincent Juska.
Nice.
Yeah, watch as he jumps up and he fist bumps the air afterwards. Yes! Trump survived.
Someone tried to assassinate him in broad daylight. Here is how it unfolded.
They've clearly slimmed Trump down a tiny bit.
By the time this video is published, new details might have emerged. It's a hot, sweltering early evening as tens of thousands gather here to see Trump. Pennsylvania is one of 6 vital swing states that will help secure the win in the next presidential election. Butler skews heavily Republican, and it is a blue-collar town.
This is a big crowd. This is a big...
What does that sign say behind Donald Trump's to the
You're
left?
fired.
The whole crowd had them.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was on The Apprentice. It's a TV show where you fire people. It's like a businessman thing. If
Let's
you
be
don't
real.
know-
It says Joe Biden, you're fired.
Yeah, and that's what he used to say. You're fired.
But
It's the same.
when I first watched this clip that's about to happen now, the first thing that jumped out at me was someone's fired a gun at Donald Trump, and most people, or 1 in 3 people behind him, are holding up a sign saying "You're fired," and it's fired in red letters.
Yeah.
That was what jumped out at me.
Big, beautiful crowd.
He is surrounded by supporters. Most are sitting or standing in front of the stage. Some sit on the bleachers, center, left, and right. Trump's support staff and security, including Secret Service agents, are right at the stage.
Some of the best Secret Service in the world, literally the best you could
So
ever see.
there's again, we're not misogynistic. We're just reporting the facts here, guys. There's 3 women and 3 men there around Trump, the Secret Service.
And we're going to be going into all of this.
Bearing in mind,
detail.
Trump's a fairly big man.
It doesn't. I'm just going to rewind it a touch there, because if you zoom out, to me, it almost looked like
He is surrounded by supporters. Most are sitting or
look how like out in the open he is.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to be to a degree. I mean, you're doing a fucking speech. It's the same as if you're performing music to a stage. You have to be seen to some degree.
All I'm saying is normal. Well, I don't know. Yeah, if you want people behind you as well, I suppose, which he always does. But like from a security point of view, if you're stood on the stage, if there's a wall behind you with a backstage,
Yeah.
then there's somewhere to get out of the way. If you do have shots on you,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
almost-
know. I don't know.
The thing is, he's done this hundreds of times with the same setup every single time.
It's always
The thing
that setup, that's what I was gonna ask.
So the only thing that was different with this is that rooftop wasn't covered.
Yeah. Well, this I'm not saying that anything was different. I'm just looking at this completely objectively. It's like, yeah, that is an exposed position, but like you say, that's what it's always like at all of his rallies.
standing in front of the stage. Some sit on the bleachers, center, left, and right. Trump's support staff and security, including Secret Service agents, are right at the stage. Behind him are 3 large buildings. On the roof of the building on the far left and on the far right are Secret Service snipers. They are constantly scanning the surroundings, looking for threats. They can be seen in this video filmed by a crowd member.
Hello, Butler, and hello to Pennsylvania. I'm thrilled to be back.
Trump begins with his speech. Things seem normal. He turns to the right and points at a chart showing statistics on border crossings. At the same time, several people in the crowd notice a man with a gun on the roof of a building close by. It's too late.
Take a look what happened.
All of a sudden, bullets start flying. One even gets captured.
No, we're going to be having human vibrations comment on this in a minute. I've got a screenshot. That's not allegedly the bullet. It's the air.
I thought that was the air behind the bullet.
It's like the slipstream of the bullet.
Yeah, I was under the impression that I'm not a physicist. I don't know how the physics of a bullet firing going through an atmosphere works. But I was under the impression that the bullet is actually off screen, and that's what's left behind
Potentially,
it.
but I just think it's just so crazy to have that captured on a photo.
You've got hundreds of people taking pictures like every millisecond. It's
Or it could be
that
photoshopped.
unlikely.
That's the other thing. Or it could be Photoshop.
Well, no, I've seen it on the video. I've seen it
What?
slowed down.
Yeah, you
on
can,
it.
right.
So
Or video shopped.
all I'm saying, Becky is absolutely right. This is a highly photographed moment, but I can't recall any time before where a bullet stream has been captured.
Oh no, I think it has, but not with someone like a president speaking. I've seen pictures of bullet streams. We'll come back to that.
Oh, okay.
I'll Jamie that whilst we're.
Another building, about 400 feet or 120 meters north of the stage. The shots are coming from here, on the roof. The gunman is 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. He is armed.
What's his name?
Thomas Matthew Crooks.
His surname Crooks.
Yeah, he's a crook.
He's a crook. The shooter's a crook.
With an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle.
Oh
The
my
gun
God!
was
It had to be
legally
that gun.
purchased by his
It just
the
had to-
AR-15.
It had to be the AR-15.
The liberals' favourite weapon.
Yeah, yeah. But President Biden's favourite weapon.
father. First, he apparently fires a round of 3 shots.
Take a look at what happened.
Trump reaches up with his hand.
Now I've seen this bit slowed down, and I mean straight away I'm going to say that if you were going to pretend you'd been shot, if it's fake, which I'm not saying it is, if it is fake, and you were going to pretend you'd been shot, you'd do an action as if the bullet had skimmed you, and then you would put your hand to the place where the bullet is allegedly skimmed you with a blood pack here, or something like that, or along those lines, and then put it on you. So let's just bear that
First
in mind.
bullet pierces the upper part of his right ear. He will later say that turning over to the right at that exact moment prevented the bullet from hitting him right in the head. He ducks down behind the podium, and within 3 to 4 seconds after the first shot, Secret Service agents swarm the former president and shield him with their bodies. Crooks opens fire again, immediately, with 5 more shots. Right before the first shot by Crooks, one of the snipers on the left roof behind Trump seems to detect the gunman and prepares to return fire.
Take a look at what happened.
Some outlets report that these snipers killed Crooks, while the Secret Service confirmed its personnel neutralized the shooter. We could not corroborate that it was in fact these specific agents. The gunman also hit spectators on the bleachers. 1 man died, 50-year-old Corey Comprador. 2 others were critically injured. With Trump's microphone still on, we can hear the tense exchanges among the agents.
Move his hair. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go.
About 42 seconds after Crooks opened.
And there's a strange bit here where he talks, where are my shoes? Where are my shoes? Because I guess in the commotion his shoes came off. I've seen a whole article, which I couldn't manage to find after I've read it, about the removal of the shoes and asking for the shoes to be some sort of Masonic rite of passage.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, I read a whole thing about it. I tried to find it for the show, couldn't find it. I was gutted.
Fire, they confirm the shooter is down.
Are we good? Shooter's down. Are we good to move? Let's move.
They prepare to escort him to an armored vehicle.
Come on. Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. Let me get my...
We've got almost 300 people tuned in. If anyone else can share it to your socials, you haven't really done it. Let's get more people tuned in.
Right, guys, just before we go any further, so I've just jamied this bullet slipstream thing. So it's not actually that hard. It's not actually that easy because there's a food vending thing called a bullet. It keeps coming up showing me pictures of a food vending thing. Anyway,
right.
I have found some, and depending on which bullet it is, I think you get a different trail come from behind it. But most of them, when it fires, the actual trail does start from behind the bullet.
But all of those photos that you're looking at over there,
These
they're
have
done
just
with
been
special,
fired.
They're done with special cameras, though.
Yes, yeah.
What I'm saying is, I've never.
Well, they're a
seen,
lot more HD than what we're looking at.
Yeah, but that's
there.
like a fucking like a microscope camera that can do like
a Michael's
a Michael camera that can do like 6,000 frames per second and can capture it.
But it is a thing. You can see a trail behind a bullet. Basically, that's what we see. This one, look, see the bullets over there.
Yeah,
and then there's a gap. Then the thing is showing. That's what I was under the impression that picture
Yeah,
had.
you can share your screen from there, don't you?
Oh, how do I do that, Michael?
You go on to Restream. We should have been doing this all along. You go down to share screen. That one.
Where?
That left.
Ah,
Left. Entire screen. There. And then you
click that.
click that.
I can't.
Why is it not?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Click share. No, I should.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me
Does that come up?
make that happen. Yeah. Oh no! Now, that's it. Okay, so we're looking. So you can do. You know how to do it.
Yeah. So here, in the picture in the top right, you see the bullet is. There's nothing directly behind the bullet. It actually starts a little bit further back. Obviously, this has just been fired from a weapon, but it's actually quite difficult.
But what I'm trying to say is that all of these images that you're looking at here
From a Michael camera.
For either CGI or they're from a
Yeah.
high-spec Michael camera. My argument is that I've never seen this bullet trail
Captured in a
accidentally
regular
captured
picture.
by a stray bullet that's flying past someone's head.
Okay.
That's my argument. Do you see where I'm
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
from?
Maybe we need a specialist photographer to comment on this.
We need to get a resident expert.
rather than expert. Right,
Right.
come on, let's keep going with it.
Oh shit.
Have you just Michaeled the video?
We did Michael the video.
Surely not.
What happened to it? Oh. Right, yeah, I have Michaeled that video.
Oh, come on, get it back.
All right, let me find
Is
it.
it that? It's not. No, it's not.
No, I'll just add it here. I'll add it here. 1 sec.
Sorry about this, guys. There's 288 peasants tuned in currently.
Local video. Here it is. Sorry, I haven't got to grips with this restream. Let
It's
me
the third tourist
fast
killed
forward.
Crooks.
Where did we get
They
to?
prepare to escort him to an armored vehicle.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head, it's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down. Watch out.
Wait.
In about 75 seconds after ducking to the ground, Trump raises his fist. He is mouthing the words, "Fight, fight, fight." The resulting photos immediately travel around the entire world.
Do you know what I said to you, PG? I said like,
You
is
said
just-
people are going to be.
this
That's
will be
going to be
on
on
people's-
T-shirts for 100 years.
This will be like this will literally be as famous as the Che Guevara T-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely convinced of it.
Look at this. Look at this Secret Service agent on the far left. He looks about 12.
Look at the perfect lines of blood on his face. They look like. I don't know. Okay, we'll come back to that.
Again, I'd have to speak to somebody who's a gunshot wound specialist.
The bullet didn't go through, is it? And we'll see. I've got another diagram to show us in
Grazed
a
it,
minute.
didn't it?
It basically slivered past it.
The crowd starts to chant for the
Pause
former
for a sec.
president as he leaves the stage, bleeding.
You know, if you got hit by a water jet, like a water cannon, like the Germans used to disperse unwanted protesters,
That'll take your face off.
that fucking hurts, mate.
Yeah.
I can imagine if a bullet went past you but didn't touch you, that would still do some damage. If that like to scratch you on a soft area like your ear
It was a 2 centimetre wound.
or your cheek, no, I'm saying even if it didn't hit you, I'm saying that would still probably do some damage.
It may not have even actually touched him because people are saying the wake of the bullet can be so forceful. For instance,
That's what I'm getting at.
there was a Marine on something on Twitter that was saying something along the lines. Why is that camera looking shit? That saying something along the lines that if you shoot a 50 caliber, which this wasn't, it was about half the caliber of a 50 caliber. Right? But if you shoot a 50 caliber round at someone and it whistles past them close enough, it can actually take their arm off without touching them.
Yeah, because it's such a force just going past you.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is. I don't know.
Well, I would imagine. Well, okay, you're using that analogy as an arm and a double caliber to what he was shot with. So maybe it would cut an ear if a half caliber went past.
When that bullet's spinning, like the vortex of air around it, you can cut through. There are cutting machines that use air to cut through
And
metal
water.
Yeah, so it's not out of the question. Anyway, let's get.
We're just getting all the facts out on the table, guys, and just discussing them as we see fit.
Trump is then rushed to a hospital.
Yeah.
Later that night, he is flown to New Jersey. He appears to be well.
Freezer, not the fridge.
There are a lot of questions we don't have an answer to right now. Why were the forces unable to prevent the attack? Analysis on X suggests that at least the snipers on the roof behind Trump were likely scouting for dangers further away, with this rooftop possibly falling into the responsibility of other law enforcement agents. We were unable to corroborate that. Why could an armed man climb up on this building? What was Crooks's motive? The gunman had no criminal history in Pennsylvania's public court records. The New York Times found a voter registration record for Crooks. It shows that he was registered as a Republican. They also found that he donated $15 to a liberal voter turnout group through a Democratic donation platform in 2021. He was a kitchen worker and had a membership at a local shooting club. The FBI found suspicious devices in both his car and home. They are being evaluated by the agency at the time of this recording. The investigation is ongoing, and new information is being published by the minute. President Biden and various leaders around the world condemn the attack and political violence at large. The picture of Trump, bloodied but defiant, with a raised fist in front of the American flag, will surely become a powerful symbol in his re-election campaign.
No shit. So, shouts to the person that made that. Jonas David. Yeah, we need to give shouts to that because I thought that was a very concise and very good summary.
Would you say that was accurate, Becky?
There's a lot more information that's come out after that.
Oh, sure. Don't worry. We're going to get stuck in. So, but before we do, there's a few memes. This one is quite superb. That's like the classic.
I saw this, right, on the night it happened. It happened in the night for us here in the UK. Because I woke up early. Me and Becky woke up in the middle of the night. And I checked, I couldn't get back to sleep, and I just had a look on my social media, and I saw this meme, and I didn't know what the fuck it was about. And then later on, I found out that there was a Trump assassination.
Yeah, I had a kind of weird.
But I saw this meme before I knew anything about it.
Yeah, so I saw a meme before I knew anything about it, and I was like, wait a minute, has someone tried to shoot Donald Trump? And I thought, and my immediate thoughts, and obviously we're going to cover all angles here, my immediate thoughts were, that's just a bit too good to be true. You know, because we sort of obviously assume that everything's fake, that everything happening on the world stage is basically part of the Schwabian pantomime, which to one degree or another it definitely is. Whether or not an organic happening that isn't scripted, or is maybe partially scripted, by not the leading director, maybe that there are rogue script writers within this melee. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
So.
We'll never know for sure.
No, but
that's the idea. It's a contest.
No, yeah, of course, but and it's healthy to have a certain amount of playing around with it. Speaking of this, Devon Stack at Black Pilled says, "Is everyone done LARPing as gay internet Columbos, cracking the case of the derp state, Black Rock Jews, MK?"
Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Go study history. Go study history. Politicians, professors and scientists, controlled by some rioters. Through 2 world wars they've been trying it. Corporate investment, no matter who the finalists. Don't believe me? Go study history. Check the activity of bloodline dynasty. Sumer, Egypt and Rome. Consistently pan-European imperial misery. World conflicts enact social change, so they want it. But we must abstain, acquiesce and you're in for a world of pain. A workhouse where you dream of a minimum wage. That's the plan, but it's closer than you think. We'd be there now if it wasn't for the cosmic shift. They're panicking, the game is up. It's all illusion, the only truth is love. Don't believe me? Don't believe me? This goes deep cause they rewrote the history books. You can't quote how the real history looks. Empires fried from the lands they took. We're in the same boat, it's kept afloat by crooks. Been the same way for more than 1,000 years. There's no love here, all you're allowed is fear. Break through the clouds so the sky is clear. Satanic whispers hidden in the sounds of prayers. Dark suits, cold hearts, no empathy. Fill positions of power in our embassy. Stone circles and burning effigies. Chanting mantras to bring forth energies. Secret meetings that map out our destinies. Hooded figures, manifest entities. Pollute our minds so we got no memory. For centuries helplessly trapped by the treachery. Don't believe me? Obelisks and illuminated torches. Landmarks of malevolent forces. Sorcerers aim to contain your mind state. Open your eyes where you're already blind, mate. You want the truth, better ask and why. Your worldview got squeezed through a needle's eye, and here's the proof. They extinguish lives. Conflicts built on evil lies, no surprise. We don't know of no agenda. Disguised from the light from the moment you enter. Survival of flight, you're a lifelong member. That's right, since they sliced the placenta. Now, welcome to the slave race. Very few will ever find out how the game's played. Unless you wake up, keep on playing it. They look at me and think, why is he saying it? Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Go study. Don't believe me? Go study history. Go Go study history.
Nanobots foiled only by God himself, karate chopping a bullet out of the air. Is it out of your system yet? I thought that was pretty good. Now, let's get slightly a little bit more serious. So, and I will just make this so we can properly see it. Human vibration says it's like the falling man, and she's talking about the classic 9/11 photo where you can capture the guy falling out of the Twin Towers. Truly, what are the odds of the same photograph would capture these two wildly significant historical photos? Like Richard Drew capturing both Bobby Kennedy's assassination and Falling Man, the odds are 100% because it's 100% scripted. Oh, right, so what she's saying here is that the guy that took the photograph of this moment here with George W. getting whispered about 9/11 in his ear also took the perfect Trump photo with the bullet stream that we've just been talking about. It's the same.
But
Doug Mills.
Becky,
This is a Pulitzer. Is it Pulitzer Prize? He's an award-winning photographer.
Oh yeah, he's a veteran
who was
photographer
there
of the
at
New York
every
Times.
single big
So
political event.
So
ever.
why wouldn't he have been at that
So
event?
of course he's going to be at the front. I've watched the video of him diving in to get that photo of him. Like, these people are nuts. They will throw themselves in front of bombs just to get a good photograph. They're crazy people. So of course he's the one that's got it. It would have been him or one of the other ones that also jumped in to try and get that shot.
I wonder if there's
Fair comment.
I wonder if there's any more photographers which were there, which also were in the room with George W. Bush here at this point.
But we don't see their photo, and that's the
No,
point.
but maybe they didn't get a photo. Yeah.
Yeah,
what I'm saying, but
maybe they had a photo that to the untrained eye looks exactly the same, but the guy that got the best photo
Yeah.
was this dude, or in the other
Yeah.
case, Doug Mills or Richard Drew. Which
To
is
be fair, he might just be a better photographer.
yeah, that's fair, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
I don't think that's what like Jason.
Are you
Arquette
saying?
would
Are
call
you
it
saying?
a data point?
Are you saying human vibration is reaching with that one?
I'm not saying reaching. I'm saying I wouldn't count it as a data point as opposed to some of the other shit that's being brought up.
Donald Trump encourages and protects frightened US Secret Service members who cling to his massive balls as he leads them to safety after a failed assassination attempt. And to be honest, that's kind of what it looked like.
See this dude here. Look how young this dude looks. This is the same one.
I
as in
remember
that
when
other
Secret
picture.
Service dudes looked like literally Terminators.
Have you seen the movie with I can't remember. It's called In the Line of Fire
Yeah.
with Clint. I think it's Clint Eastwood about an attempted presidential assassination. And yeah, they're not young boys
No,
or young women that are generally like on the presidential.
no, not at
They're
all.
normally like your Daniel Craig, James Bond-esque types.
Right, let's put that there. So it took off my entire ear, the whole ear. But when I went to the doctor, he said, and this is true, this is my best Donald Trump impression, by the way. You heal faster than anyone I've ever seen. No one is healthier than you. And the next day, you get the idea. I was pissing myself when I read that. And this one here with Joe Rogan, because the point of these memes are that this is
That's funny, the Joe Rogan.
yeah, Joe Rogan, like doing a post-fight interview with him. I think the point of these memes and what we're trying to convey here is this, as it was happening, as it happens, is just like the ultimate iconic moment. And like I was saying a minute ago, it's going to be on T-shirts for hundreds of years. It's, oh my God, this is Johnny. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I saw this.
Johnny Fogg made this like early morning on the day it happened. Absolutely banging. Absolutely banging. Oh yeah. While we're still looking at the physics of what allegedly happened, there's also this video.
Look what happened.
I'll do a little reload. It's basically they've 3D mapped Trump's face. This side is properly slush puppied. It's quite good actually.
I did think when they were in the freezer.
Yeah, I
how
forgot
long have
about
these been in the
I
freezer.
forgot they're in the freezer. They've 3D mapped his face into this this one at the bottom here to show the trajectory of the bullet. And basically the point is that he chose, for one reason or another, to turn his head to the right at the opportune moment. And if he hadn't done it, then the outcome would have been different, according to the official narrative.
Look what happened.
Oh, they're saying that there's actually 2 bullets that skimmed him.
Well, I thought there was more than. I thought there was 8 shots.
8
that
shots
went
were
off.
fired, but
And
according
I
to
thought
this,
it was 3 that actually were let off before he actually hit the deck. I thought it was 3 that went past him. Shout out to Sinstar Dread. He's sending me screenshots of the current Olympic ceremony.
Oh my
Mate,
gosh.
I can't look at him now. There's laser in, but it looks weird as fuck. I've got the White Horseman here, Lance. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some weird shit here for sure.
So the weirdness after the Trump shooting increased. People were wearing the tampon patches on their ears. They were writing like Trump 2024.
This
on
is
them.
cultish. This is very cultish.
Very, very cultish. Great meme here. I know Trump tried to kill me with his Britney, but I still support him. Have you noticed that other memesters all around the world are using sloth because of deep bait memes? Excellent work. Now, Auntie Koviet pointed this out. This woman here that's got the tampon or the sanitary pad on her ear, rather, she's wearing a special Make America Great Again hat, but it's like an extra one. So it's got 45, 47 on it, which is obviously Donald Trump's original president number, 45th president. And if he's successful this year, which he blatantly is going to be after this happened, he will be the 47th president. Numerically, what does that represent, Andy PG?
It's 9/11.
4 and 5 equals 9, and 4 and 7 equals 11. So that's a 9/11. Donald Trump 9/11. All right. Now we need to get onto the Olympics, so I'm going to
I read
fly.
a report: 33 million people in Britain are mentally ill. No, but
I'm going
not.
to fly through this now. Right, so yeah, Anti-Koviet remix here. They've got masks, they've got Koviet stickers over their eyes, and look at George Soros in the background here. Do you see that guy?
Excellent.
Mike Tyson looking at the piece of Trump's ear.
These were my additions to the Schwab show.
Oh, thanks,
last
Andy
night. I
PG.
thought these were quite funny.
Yeah, nice,
As
nice.
Mike's got his upcoming fight as well.
Is he still going to fight Jake Paul?
Yeah, I think he's fighting someone.
I thought it was cancelled.
He's fighting someone.
Oh, right, okay. So, oh yeah, and it just zoomed in. Definitely looks a bit like Soros. So Biden could drop out this weekend. This was
Looks a bit Piers Morgan like as well. Like
does look a little bit Piers Morgan like. Right, so yeah,
I saw this one like the next day. Somebody put this one out.
There were a lot of people talking about the WWF connections, or WWE as it's now called, about how the blood could have come from a blood pack, like I mentioned earlier. There's also this process in the WWE, and this is well known. I think it's called jigging or something like that. It's a few different names, where the high-level wrestlers will hide a razor blade somewhere on their person, in a headband, in a wristband or something like that. And at the opportune moment, when they hit the deck, when they want to have a blood-splattered face, they'll basically nick their skin, cut their skin so it bleeds, to create the effect of their skin being cut. So remember, Donald Trump was part of the WWF. Donald Trump appeared in the ring. He literally was seen choke slamming Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's been not that he needs to get information from the WWF of how to make prosthetics and
Okay,
and
if
to bleed.
let's go down this route very quickly, right? If you're gonna do if you're Donald Trump with all the money in the world, yeah, I wouldn't be cutting myself with no razor blade, purely because I wouldn't be doing that because I could afford not to. B, you've got 3 geezers and 3 women jumped on top of you, and you've got to then strategically cut yourself with a razor blade on your head.
Not being funny, but
Maybe
he
they
didn't need
cut
to
it.
do any of this.
No, I don't think that is a thing at all. If you were going to do it like that, you could hide a tube or conceal something under makeup or some shit like that to do it
Some
like
sort
that.
of
I don't think he's cutting himself with no razor blade.
He was already winning, though. He didn't need to do any of this. It was like, if you look at it from the other perspective, they tried to put it in prison, they tried to do this, they've called him a convicted felon. It's like, what else could they have done to get rid of him? And this was the final option, and it just didn't work out for him.
So are you sticking your sword in the dirt and saying you think this is a genuine
I think it was allowed to happen. I don't think it had, because about a week after, that was when the Dems were sort of saying, oh, it was Iran. They were trying to blame it on Iran. Like, they fumbled their excuses I don't think he was supposed to survive it.
Another
They
point.
tried absolutely everything.
This
and
what
the
so you're
only way
saying
it
this
happened-
might be like
they
a last resort.
This was a last resort. They've created the crazies. They didn't need MK Ultra. They've got TikTok now. They've created the crazies. They just had to have enough holes, or even one person in the sort of protection side of things to not communicate.
Well-
That's all it would take, because apparently the Secret Service were under the impression that roof was being covered by local police snipers, and the local police were told that it was covered by Secret Service. So when there was somebody on the roof, the communications weren't there between police and Secret Service, the local police and Secret Service, so nobody knew who that was. So it was only after he started shooting that they knew that he wasn't either one of them. And that's the latest
Interesting.
information that's come out. So that's my view.
There's a lot of
it.
people
They just
agreeing
had
with
to
Becky
sit
S in the
back
chat here.
and wait for one of the crazies that they've created. There's enough of them in every town that they're going to visit. They just had to create that Pac-Man perimeter.
So
and
you're
let it happen.
basically going warring factions. The left hard side has allowed one of their
He didn't need to risk that at all. Like, he didn't need to do this. He won enough support by just being a convicted felon.
Well, right. This clip I'm about to play, I think, is pretty much agreeing with you.
Just before we go any further,
Yeah.
just on the thing as well. So, Enki Musk supports Donald Trump. He's donating 45 million to his cause.
45 million.
So
number 45.
maybe they are on the same side, if you want to call it a side. Of the warring faction to the other.
Well, Godvaj said that it was something like there was 3 orders of knights.
Yeah.
The Templar Knights, the Knights of Malta, Knights Hospitalier,
That's right.
and the Teutonic Knights.
And let's
And, let me finish.
Yeah, go on.
And Godvaj said that people like Trump, Enki Musk, and Putin are Teutonic Knights.
Yeah.
Now they're all part of the same thing, but they're against each other.
Yeah, it's not unheard of for factions that are against each other to still work together and then sort their shit out afterwards. After they,
I need to add something. Anyone that's going to shoot us down in flames they think we're saying that this is all real, right? When I say
we're just discussing it.
When I say that there are different factions in the Knights of the Realm, it doesn't mean that all of the different factions of the Knights of the Realm don't work ultimately for one source above them.
Yeah.
And that's at the level when you can say all of this is allowed, all of this is part of the plan.
And if
Because
you
at-
don't
because
understand
at
that, you haven't done your 10K.
Exactly, because at the level up here that holds the Knights of the Realm and these warring factions that are doing stuff like this, at that level up there, it's all part of the plan, because you're actually in control of the warring factions. Now, the warring factions at their level are creating warring factions down at our level, so it's as above, so below once again. Right, so what's the name of this guy, Joe Rogan's mate? We're about to play this clip. You said it earlier on.
Sorry, mate, sorry.
What's the name of that guy we're about to play his clip from Joe?
Oh, Andy Frisella.
Here you go.
Bro, the Secret Service was inside the building that he was on top of. And the reason that the Secret Service director, that woman, said that there wasn't people on the roof is because it was the slope was too much, and it was dangerous when they have snipers on roofs with more of a slope. That was the least slope building in the whole thing. They got video of this guy an hour before. They had him on the glass on those dudes' scope for 30 minutes before they shot him. There is no question at all. This guy was fucking groomed. He was allowed to be there. He was allowed to shoot. He was probably told that he was protected, and he went up there. He shot 8 motherfucking times before they shot back. Okay, you can't tell me there wasn't some sort of inside job there.
Guys, before we go any further, we will throw you out the chat if you don't keep it nice and respectful.
Why,
to each
people
other,
kicking off at each other?
There's some dick comments in there. Yeah, just be nice, man.
Remember, even if we don't agree, we're all part of the Ramish community.
Yeah.
We're putting it all on the table. We've got different opinions, even in the studio.
And just don't be a dick.
Yeah, there's no need to be a
Yeah.
dick. There's no need
Otherwise,
to be a dick.
the moderators will throw you off. You will be off.
So there are obviously differing opinions, and as Andy PG said in his prelim to this has got right into people's...
Yeah, for fuck's sake, what did I say before?
Yeah.
We did it.
So what have we got here? We've got a letter from Donald's doctor. What's this guy called? Ronnie L. Jackson.
Gosh.
We need some Michael Jackson buttons. Saying about how, you know, a 2 centimetre wide wound extended down the cartilaginous surface of the ear, which is basically what I said earlier on. It just went along in the ear. Initially significant bleeding followed by marked swelling of the entire upper ear. So it's basically no damage to him at all. It literally just skimmed his ear, according to this. Right, now we need to talk about the Secret Service. I'm just going to pop this one on.
After Secret Service Barbie, a highly trained member of the Secret Service, removes her weapon from its holster for the very first time in her career. She struggles to return her pea shooter as though it's her first day on the job. Fortuitously, her skills from a previous life as an amateur actress come into play, allowing her to convincingly mimic the swift draw of the weapon and scan the horizon for threats. Chewing her gum nonchalantly, she attempts to exude a tactical demeanor, reminiscent of a fusion between the Blues Brothers and Rosie O'Donnell. Despite her efforts, our agents attempt to return her wireless hole punch to its home,
wireless hole punch
failure. While she may have faltered at this most basic of tasks, she certainly looked cool while doing it.
I disagree. She didn't look cool. Now, I'm going to say it straight off the bat. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, there's only 2 explanations for what we just saw. That person is either a diversity hire, and they've literally just hired a woman that's not very good because there were no other women applying, and she got the job because she was a woman. I'm not saying there aren't good women Secret Service agents. There blatantly are, but that isn't one. I don't know if... listen, I'm not a gun freak, but I've handled real guns. I've had airsoft guns. I've had rifles. I've had holsters. When you've got a holster on your belt and you have a gun, you know where that holster is. You don't fumble around for 2 or 3 minutes trying to find the holster on your belt. You can feel that on your belt. So in my opinion, there's only 2 different explanations for what we just saw. That person is either a diversity hire or they're an actor.
Or both.
Or both, yeah.
Yeah.
A diversity hire shit actor that's not can't even successfully act like a Secret Service agent. Andy PG, I think he just actually hit the Michael on the head right there. Yeah, definitely. So we had some great.
God, there's some people in these comments. Look, everyone's so certain about what happened, who were probably never there.
None of us really know.
Just keep it friendly, guys.
Just enjoy. We're enjoying the mystery of the meat suit experience. Yeah. Nobody really knows what's going on.
Don't let it harvest you.
Don't be that's the most important thing. Do not be harvested by this.
Otherwise,
by this occurrence.
See episode 1 of Rise Above and continue from there on out.
Employ the power of your Ramesh meme harvester, your internal quantum harvester, and don't let the energy build up inside.
Just enjoy it.
Right, so yeah,
this is my favourite character. This Secret Service woman from this whole event.
Female Secret Service agent hiding behind the person she is hired to protect. But tell me more about the wage gap. And then someone has literally showed what the wage gap is. This guy is literally covering Donald Trump with every inch of his body. He will take a bullet for that guy. And this one is hiding behind here. Look at her wrist.
Yeah, but this is because the FBI director vowed that 30%. It was a shame it wasn't 33, but 30% of all of the Secret Service were going to be women by 2030.
This is what I mean. It's a numbers game. They've got.
I think this is called DIEI. Diversity.
Think about it as well.
I think this is DIE.
Think about it as well. If they're trying to swing votes in states that are not already blatantly just going to all vote for him, then he's got to appeal to the liberal types, isn't he? Which are all about equality and men can do anything, the women can do anything men can do. So that's why they had an even amount of female and male Secret Service agents around him, 3 of each, didn't they? Clearly.
Not for the FBI director. She was surrounded by men.
I'm sure she was.
all I know is
back in JFK's time, I guarantee there wasn't one female Secret Service agent.
All I know is when I've observed Secret Service agents in the past, right, They are literally 6'5" hench guys who don't even look around.
No.
They've got sunglasses on,
Yeah.
and when they draw for their weapon, they're like proper operators. It's like you've seen those guys that can do
Yeah,
it in
yeah, yeah.
0.3 seconds. Put it back. That is that.
They're
They are the
professionals. They're
highly
professionals.
trained. They have to be.
Yeah.
These guys get paid. Listen, I've told everyone that I have like people in my family that were in special forces and that. I've known.
Yeah, what's your old man said about this? Because he was in the Marines.
I haven't spoke to him.
You
about
haven't?
it. I haven't talked to him about this. But listen, I know people that get paid thousands of pounds a day as security advisors. Yeah. And they were nowhere near the level of a secret
protecting
service.
a president.
So, of a president. So to have someone. Big shout out to Slick Rick. He's done such a sterling job on the editing with these bite size. I've decided that we're going to really, really push this. As everybody knows, the other channel doesn't really have as many subscribers. We've got like almost 10,000 subscribers on this channel. The other channel is where all of this stuff is cut down for your easy consumption. Nice little like bite-sized nuggets of rabbit. Okay, so that's what you need to do. Subscribe to Rise Above, our other channel, and support this bite-sized content as it's coming out. Okay, so let's start off with some memes. Big shout out to Auntie Coviet. So, and then it's good because in Andy PG's absence, we have to honour him with this amazing meme. I believe it's obviously got a Knights of Camelot vibe, right? Let's break this down. Oh, it's Ramalot. Look in the background, Ramalot, Knights of Ramalot.
Nice. Who's that up in the air? Who's that?
That's David Icke.
Is it?
David Icke is some sort of like moon angel there, I guess.
And then there's a chalice above his head. Is that chalice?
The chalice of truth. We've got this big white rabbit in the background, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess that's God Vaj's crater.
Oh,
right
okay.
there.
Yeah. Nice.
He's got Reject the Soviet Union flag. And I just love it. That's like, I guess I'm Lancelot.
Nice to make you dance a lot.
Knights of the Round Table business. God, that brings back memories. And no one can see it down here. If I just get this out of the way, let me just get that out of the way. Can you see that? And let me just get rid of the clicker as well. Yeah, look, there's like a little sort of cadaver skeleton at the bottom there. You see, I upgraded the button. I told you. Wait, that's right. Big shout out to AC Auntie Covey. You are killing it with these memes. Absolutely spoiling us. And do you know what? Restream have changed these controls here. I don't really know what I'm doing. Okay, so on the right, this is also the work of Auntie Covey, and it sort of sets the theme for the subject of the week, or what all the normies have been talking about. You've obviously got Hugh Edwards on there. He's been added to the lineup. So Rolf Harris, that's obviously Philip Schofield. Gary Lineker is Scary Spice. Is he implicated as well? I don't know. Who's Baby Spice with the beard in the top right? Who's that? Auntie Coviet. Can you tell us who that is, please? I'm sure you're watching.
That's not that nonce. He was part of that group, like
rock
group.
Oh, what? The one that were involved in a baby?
Yeah,
maybe it was. I don't know.
Was because wasn't he married to a TV presenter, radio presenter? Can't remember her name.
I guess. Oh,
it looks like him.
Right.
What was her name?
So yeah, everyone's calling Auntie Coviet. Where are you? Please, can you tell us who this is in the meme, the top right? In what is this? The Not Nice Girls? Because that's a pretty like devilish lineup to be included in with Rolf Harris, Philip Schofield, and now Hugh Edwards too. Yeah, pretty spectacular. Now, on the right we have more. Oh no, this is from Kieran. This is from Russ Kieran. So it's another lineup, the usual suspect. 5 BBC nonces, one lineup, no coincidence. Jimmy Savile, Rolf Harris, Tim Westwood, Hugh Edwards, and Philip Schofield. Oh yeah, we've just got a Facebook message. Let's get interactive. Jess tells us it's Ian from Lost Prophets. Went out with Fern Cotton. So yeah, you were right. Well done. Dear oh dear.
Guess you.
Let me just get some graphics off back here. The screen is a bit better. That's better. So guess you. At the start of the week, nobody knew who it was, who apparently is like the latest person to be put through the peasant grinder for being a nonce. No one knew who it was. Apparently, we'd heard Hugh Edwards. Someone else said Graham Norton.
Graham Norton's too obvious.
Graham Norton's is too obvious. But look at the faces here. I mean, obviously there's little kids holding Jimmy Savile. There's Gary Glitter, Max Egan. Is that Jim Davidson? This is not a Rise Above meme. I don't know who made this. But here is a Rise Above meme. This is from Johnny Fogg. Guess Hugh. The thing is, I woke up on Monday morning to a picture, that picture of him with his arse out. That's the first thing I saw on Monday morning. Someone messaged it to me. And I got to work. And my mum came in, she was like on the phone to my auntie, like going, "Oh, who is it?" And the first thing she said, "Go, well, who is it then?" And I just hold up the phone to go, "There you go." She said, and then 4 or 5 days later, people have started sending me the message again. I was like, "Wow, I must have got that really early," because it's like it didn't even properly break till 2 or 3 days later. Oh. But I mean, what do you say about something like this? So. This is a much better one. Guess who? Now this is from Auntie Coviet. I know it's Phil. We've got everyone on there. Andy Peters, Steve Coogan. Mr. Blobby. Oh no, actually it's Alan Partridge. It's not Steve Coogan. It's actually Alan Partridge. Yeah, Mr. Blobby.
Okay, no.
Roland Rapp.
Yeah.
Noel Edmonds. So. I would say that this is some sort of continuation of the Philip Schofield ritual.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think this is going to be something that's now just constantly rinsed and repeated until it's fully normalised.
Yeah, it's a little bit coincidental though, isn't it? You know, like pops out of Philip Schofield and then on almost, you know, within a matter of weeks.
Well, it's almost as soon as the Philip Schofield wave had died down, another wave crashes onto the shore.
Yeah, I just like, how can people not just think that's a bit coincidental?
But both of them, they wanted to make you feel sorry for. Hugh was in hospital, and Philip didn't mean a thing.
Well, Philip was brave for coming out as gay, and Hugh, it's like they have a whole backstory of this mental health thing that they're just going on straight away. Since when he's having a mental health issue, like. Excuse for exploit. I mean, I think the story is that they exploited someone that was quite young, like 17, which I guess is a code word for a kid. Because it's always like 17. Well, Jeffrey Epstein was just having massages from 17-year-olds.
From the age of 17 till 20 odd, whatever he is now, right? And apparently he's a crackhead, and the reason he's a crackhead is because of the continued money that Hugh sent him. 30 grand,
£35,000 for pictures. What kind of pictures were they? What's so great about this guy? Who has any pictures that are worth £35,000?
Think about it. Right? If you're a nonce, you want to control someone who's easier to control, crackhead or a normie.
Oh, certainly.
Clearly a normie.
I wonder. or a normie that's a crackhead for double compliance.
There we go.
But I mean, I think this is a pattern and a program which is now just going to be rinsed and repeated, like we're seeing with so many other of these themes.
Yeah,
just one after another, because there's not going to be any shortage of subjects for this ritual. I wouldn't say.
Sure. No way. It's an easy one for them to roll out every time. The BBC's, they've been primed for it now. Jimmy's been priming it for a long time.
Sorry, just adding an extra camera there so we can. Let me just put Omar Beats on so we can properly see.
There he is.
There he is. That's better. Welcome, Omar.
Thank you.
So, guess who? I know it's Phil, and obviously it's Matthew Greevy. Is his name Matthew or something Greevy there? So great work from Auntie Coviet. She always sort of like manages to taste the flavour of the week and regurgitate onto everyone's screen.
She's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, and this is no different. For anyone that doesn't know what a twink is, it's don't ask me how I know this. It's a term in, I believe it's sort of like in the gay scene for like a teenage boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a new one to me.
Yeah. I only know it because the Empress has got some gay friends. and sometimes she tells me about like that sort of like words in that culture, like bear and chicken.
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like a big hairy bloke is called a bear,
right?
And a little skinny effeminate dude is called a chicken. I laughed when I heard about this as well. But a twink apparently is like a young teenage boy.
Right.
So this is Hugh Edwards on a box of Twinks. 10 individually wrapped cakes, creamy filling.
That's all. That if you right, calling it a twink, yeah, the name twink alone sort of like says kid.
Yeah, well,
it's moving towards the paedophile thing. I'm not saying that like that's what they're using it for. In the
well,
gay
listen,
industry, but like,
correct me if I'm wrong. Before the Philip Schofield thing broke, this was my prediction. I said something like this. This and following rituals are going to be used to normalise grooming of kids. And the way it's going to be done, the thin end of the wedge that's going to be shoved under the door, is the idea that within the gay scene, it's accepted for teenage boys coming of age to have these relationships with fully grown men.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's quite an easy way of them doing it.
Because this is already the line that people like Peter Tatchell and those ones that are always trying to get the age of consent down. This is what the line that they come with. I'm not. I don't have a horse in this race, but I'm just saying this. I said this is how it's going to happen, and it seems like we're having one example after another.
Yeah.
To put it on the table, to normalise it, to contextualise it, and they're 18, they're 17, oh, they're 14,
yeah,
oh, they're 12, 9, and people say this the slippery slope, and that's always seen as like a right-wing bigoted argument. Oh, the slippery slope. Well, say what you want, but the slippery slope is that now we're having things like drag queen story hour, drag kids, and the normalisation of this stuff all the time. 40, 50, 60-year-old dudes, 17-year-old guys.
They're just shoving it down your throat now, aren't they?
Yeah. So, really nice selection from the Bartender tonight. Different kind of set from him. We like it. Got to keep it bouncing, got to get my weed in, high grade by the ounce in, got to keep it better moving, got to keep it better bouncing, sound of Bartender, tearing down the house in. I grab the mic and then I'm announcing. Auntie Covey, I've got enough in the account to buy a kilogram of zero in now. We're moving up. Send me 1 metric ton of zero in. Young boy. This one goes out to Hugh Edwards. This one goes out to Philip Schofield. Young boy. This goes out to the PDL. Pedo Defence League. Predator Defence League. Young boy. Young boy. Young boy. Young boy. This is going to make a really good edit, Slick Rick. Young boy.
Suck me tongue.
Suck me tongue, the Dalai Lama.
Suck me fucking tongue, you bomber clock.
Michael.
Wheel and deal.
Michael.
Pull up them thing right there. So the Kidley Fiddlers out there.
We just dissolved the vapor canopy above the studio. We just blasted a hole in it.
Penetrate it.
Like the ozone layer in the 1990s, Michael.
Perforate that shit.
Young boy. Young boy. I was going to think of Philip Schofield when I hear this tune now. Oh, mix. Bartender, you're killing it.
Inner.
Pull up that young boy.
Inner E. Yes. Oh my gosh.
It's too much. It's too much.
Listen if you want, mixing up and run. Get your swerve on, L-Manic, nice substation. Listen this you want, mixing up and run. Rochender!
Unrealistic.
Who was it? Is it Dan Bongino? He was in the Secret Service. He said that there's a name for it when they all jump on the president. He said that was done correctly. I think. Did he say that was correct?
Yeah,
he said they did that quite well. Or something.
I've watched pretty much everything that Dan Bongino's put out about it because that was his job.
Because
so
if
I
you
was
look
like,
at the
if
dude,
anybody's going to know what they should have been doing,
yeah,
he will, and he'll be able to.
Because
see
like,
if there
look
was
at the
anything
dude,
wrong
like
with
he's
it.
proper folded over him. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. So the reason why I've watched him is because he knows how it should be done. So if they were doing anything that they shouldn't have been doing, it would have been glaringly obvious.
Again,
to
I'm
him.
not being misogynistic, but I would say here that
Yeah.
the men are doing what they should be doing, and the woman isn't.
And we're not
doing.
saying this because she's a woman.
No.
I've seen proper women Secret Service agents earlier on. I've seen women bodyguards. I've worked with some really fucking hard women. I work in combat sports. I'm not saying women can't do it, but this particular female
is no, mate. No.
So anyway, I was talking about this term DEI. It stands for diversity. Equity and inclusion, right? Now, since this Trump incident, this whole thing of DEI hire has become very popular. So it's when you see someone that's really shit at their job that isn't a straight white male, then you say, oh, they've obviously got hired through DEI. Now, it's obviously exploded on the internet. And since it has, look what we're seeing here. What does this say to you, Andy PG?
I would say there's a trend, Lance.
But not only is this is obviously propaganda, because they're saying that DEI hire is the current N-word substitute. Now, let's be real. This is not just a word that you would use to say that a black person is shit at their job.
No, this is a much wider umbrella.
No, it's literally the widest umbrella.
Yeah.
Anyone that's not a straight white male.
Yeah.
If people use this term, that's what they're talking
It's
about.
actually racist towards straight white males.
Yes, because
it's actually racist towards us.
So basically, what I'm also looking at here is this is clearly bots, because look at all these accounts
it's the same shit,
posting exactly the same thing at all the same time.
Do you remember the comments? There's a montage of them. This is a threat to our democracy, which all the media are saying.
Exactly.
This is exactly the same as that, just not people spurting it on TV.
So I'm not standing behind this term. I'm just pointing out that this is a very, very powerful example of social engineering. Right here, what we're looking at right here. DEI hire is the new N-word. Call it out when you see it, even if it's about a white gay woman.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's still the new N-word.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. So now there is a universal N-word that applies to everyone that isn't a straight white male.
I've already hit it.
DEI hire. Holy shit.
I've already hit it, but I feel it's appropriate.
I read a report. 33 million people in Britain are mentally ill. No, but not.
Right. Okay. Here it is: diversity, equity, and inclusion. I was looking through this. If you look at some of the other ones, they include justice, and it can actually be called, instead of DEI or DEAI or IE, it's actually JEDI, Jedi.
Jedi, nice.
Yeah, Jedi.
Okay.
Anyway, funny little snippet bit there. Snippet. Right. I think, therefore, I'm not an NPC. Big up Auntie Covia, and I want. Oh, we need to get the chat off so you can see that one. I want you to believe that Clown World is real. So this meme from Auntie Covia.
It's all real.
It is
inside the hologram.
Inside the simulacrum. Right, interesting one from Thomas Sheridan here on the left-hand side.
Yes, this was one from me as well.
The rational reaction is that supernatural intervention saved Trump. This conclusion is the only one left when all is said and done. If you think it was staged with the risk of him allowing a bullet to pass within 2 millimeters of his skull exploding in order to win an election, then you need to think further on the matter. Every single second of this event had to be happened in the precise microscopic order in which it took place in order for Trump to have survived this and for this moment to be captured. It's just a fact, and you don't have to like Trump to agree with this. Now,
it's a good point.
I certainly don't agree with a lot of what Thomas Sheridan says, and I'm pretty sure he has blocked me on Facebook.
Yes, he has.
He definitely has, because I called him out about supporting the moon landing. But I think this is an interesting comment, even if I don't necessarily agree with all of it. We need to get through this. Vincent Fusca, we've already pointed him out. That was quite funny. Biggest, baddest budget high security agency on the planet, and a slightly sloped
We've
roof.
got some breaking news as we speak.
Go on.
It was so close. It was 36 minutes ago, nearly 33 minutes ago. So Becky just posted me, passed me her phone with her Facebook feed with Donald Trump on it. So he's posted this 36 minutes ago. I'll be going back to Butler, Pennsylvania for a big and beautiful rally honouring the soul of our beloved firefighting hero Corey and those brave patriots injured 2 weeks ago. What a day it will be. Fight, fight, fight. Stay tuned for details.
All right, okay. Thank you very much, DJT. Okay. So the shooter... Oh, God, there's more Trump stuff than I thought.
I told you it was a lot.
Yeah, the shooter. Some people
right, okay, yeah, with disclaimer, this isn't the shooter, right? This is what's been going around the internet, but this has been...
The photo, you're talking about the photo on the left?
Yeah. This isn't actually the shooter, but it's going around the internet. It looks similar.
The one in the middle is the shooter on the day.
It's not the one on the left.
But the argument was that they were using a photo from when he was a little kid, and they're saying that he's transitioned.
Right.
Because obviously there has been a number of trans shooters
Yeah.
recently, I think.
Oh, it's trendy
So
to be trans to shoot shit.
Wow,
up.
there's so much trans violence. You need to pick up an AR-15 and start shooting up a school to stop the trans violence, don't you?
Which you're also against.
Yes. Right. But it is confirmed that Thomas Matthew Crooks, the 20-year-old shooter who tried to assassinate Donald Trump, was featured in a BlackRock commercial in 2023.
This is very interesting.
Yeah, very
This is the
interesting.
data point.
This is the data point.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Fiddler on the Roof, thank you very much to, I think, Auntie Koviet. And what would you have done if you saw this individual and you were responsible for security? People were literally taking photos of the guy on the roof. So this has been debunked, I guess.
Should we talk about the ladder? Have we got anything about the ladder?
There was 2 ladders.
Apparently there was ladders. Well, you know about the ladders. What's the deal about the ladders? Because he actually had to get up on the fucking roof.
He apparently had a receipt for a smaller ladder, and the one that they were showing on the news was actually it was the local cops or one of them was the ladder that they were showing, which was the really long ladder, because people were saying, well, that wasn't his ladder because the receipt was for a smaller one. But there's another picture that's come out where you can see a smaller ladder on top of like a dumpster or something, so he's obviously climbed on that and then climbed up it. Same with the shooters on the snipers on the roof. They weren't the ones that took him out.
But the thing earlier on said it was ambiguous about who had actually shot him.
Yeah, that's all been confirmed now. It was one of the other sniper teams.
On the ground or on the roof?
On one of the other roofs.
On another roof.
I think it was 400 yards away. Dan Bongino said it, was it yesterday, I think he said? Because he mentioned about that picture going around. And obviously there's the footage of those snipers when you hear the shots and you see them not react straight away. And it wasn't them that actually shot the guy. It wasn't them.
Because I just mentioned the ladders because there is stuff going around on the internet saying that there were a set of ladders left for him to get up, or they were already placed there by the police or Secret Service or whoever. But I didn't actually know. Nothing was confirmed. I just heard loads of different stories about the ladders.
Apparently 26 minutes before, one of the local cops saw him on the roof, and he turned around and pointed his gun at him, and he come down and was trying to tell somebody, and there was no communication set up between local police and the actual Secret Service, and that's the bit that one of the things that Dan Bongino is going absolutely apeshit.
Is that
and they got declined the offer of drones as well. They were offered drone surveillance, and they declined.
Which would have
that.
obviously seen it immediately. That again, all these points make me think that it was set up. It was a real event which was set up by somebody and allowed to happen. Yeah, all of that. That sounds the most logical thing to me at this point.
This is graphic. This is a picture of his dead body, apparently.
Oh mate, we should have given a warning before.
Well, sorry, too late.
Right. I mean, it is after 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's after the walk rush, Ed. And this is someone hosing down the roof.
What a job!
Afterwards.
Yeah, where a lot of people were saying about the farm equipment or something. There was like a tractor or something next to it, and it like sprayed some stuff. One of the bullets hit one of the lines on the tractor, and it sprayed fluid all over the Secret Service cars.
Oh, nice.
Really?
So that's why they were having that moment of where do we go, because they weren't sure whether the motorcade was safe because it had been sprayed with they didn't know what.
Well,
and he also had
oh, okay.
So
at one point you've got gunshots going off from one side, and then the other side you've got that going off the other side.
Sounds like the Phantom planes on 9/11 that they were chasing instead
of
the right
one.
And they found explosives in his car and a remote detonator, and when they've tested it, they found that it wouldn't have actually worked.
He'd been given a fake one. I would just
or he bodged it himself.
Or he bodged it.
Or he bodged it. I'd like to look at this photo now. Apparently, the guy said in that video earlier on, the reason that they didn't have any snipers on this particular roof was it was too sloped, so it was unsafe for snipers to be there.
Well, this dude's up there and it's fucking wet,
and he's spraying water on there.
Yeah, that was the FBI director's excuse.
She's been sacked.
Has she actually?
No, she's been allowed to resign.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, resign.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Because she was told
she'll still get her pension and stuff if she's resigned.
I was told. I heard that she was told, "You'll keep your mouth shut if you want to keep your job."
Yeah.
And then that was literally right after it.
Now it's like probably keep your mouth shut and we'll allow you to resign.
Yeah.
So, without holding you over.
So this dude here, he's washing off the remains of the shooter of Crook. So do you, what shit, George? Do you reckon if you're late, if you turn up late, you have to do the shit, but you have to clear up?
Auntie Covey is saying, "Lol, Andy, it's CGI. Shut up."
It could be CGI, Auntie Covey. The point is, nobody knows.
It's probably this is a great one. Are you not entertained? Trump as gladiator. Right, we've got to press on. We haven't even started talking about the Olympics, but this was interesting. Who knows the band Tenacious D with Jack Black? I'm not a fan, but anyway, they're who they are. And the other guy in Tenacious D said something on stage about live on stage. About, it's a shame that he missed, and it was about Trump. Now,
it was his birthday or something, and he said like make a wish.
Yeah, make a wish. That was it.
Wish he hadn't missed or something.
Now, Jack Black, who I assumed was one of those Hollywood types that was naturally well against Trump.
Yeah, he is.
He is, but
it's the insurance companies pulled out of insuring the venues that they were supposed to play.
Right, because basically what's happened,
they've just upset half the country.
Well, yeah, and
they have guns.
Jack Black has cancelled the entire band.
It's not him that's done it.
Well, but this is the official line. Jack Black has said, because of creative differences, Tenacious D has put everything on hold. But what you're saying is the reason behind it is that everything's been cancelled because of security.
Well, basically, from a lot of people that I've heard about this, because I love Tenacious D. I've always loved Tenacious D. So I was like, oh my God, what the hell has happened now? And apparently it was the insurance companies for the venues that they were supposed to be playing on the rest of the tour, especially in America, said that is now an uninsurable event because they have basically pissed off half a country that has guns, and it's just too much of a risk for them. So that was why they pulled the rest of the tour.
Interesting.
Now, Jack Black also has a lot of stuff going on with Disney and all that sort of stuff. He can't be getting into politics or be sort of seen to support one side or the other. Especially if that side is Donald Trump.
I totally get what you're saying, Becky, but do you not think, in light of what's happened in the last 5 or 6 years, that that's a complete turnaround from the media establishment to say that it's no longer safe to openly call for the death of Donald Trump. Because if you remember, even before COVID, there were multiple celebrities, Hollywood people, saying Trump has to die. There was that Kathy Griffin woman that did literally a thing of holding up Donald Trump's head.
She did, didn't she?
Yeah, but now they're completely denying that they ever did that. They're completely gaslighting.
So what I'm saying is there's been
no, we never said that. We never did that. You're imagining it, and then we've been watching a bit of Piers Morgan, haven't we? God. And he will interview people from both sides. And I don't know if anybody saw him.
Some of these people
Destiny,
are fucking mentally ill, mate.
But Destiny, I have seen a lot of lefties losing it.
I've just realised we don't have to rush so much because the last 50 minutes of the show is recorded, so we can talk until 12. Yeah, sorry.
So I've seen a lot of interviews with the sort of lefties losing it kind of situation, and I have never seen anybody deny reality as much as Destiny.
And it's so funny because they say that everyone else is denying
Piers
reality.
Morgan, what he started doing is playing clips of these people saying these things.
That's really good.
When they're saying they're not.
When they're live on his show.
And they still
deny it.
It's crazy because the receipts are all there because we all saw it.
Yeah.
What you think that obviously everyone's got that recorded. It's like someone coming on this show and saying something and then trying to deny it. What you think? I haven't got everything recorded, backed up, double backed up.
Yeah, and they literally say that and say, "Oh, I never said that." It's like there's a video of you literally. No, that wasn't me.
So
it's all in your head.
In summary, this slide here, obviously we've been talking about the one on the left with Jack Black. The one on the right, this is from Forbes magazine. Now, the whole point of this slide is I'm talking about there's been a massive U-turn in official peasant opinion of what's acceptable to say about Donald Trump and about Donald Trump himself. Forbes magazine, top of the establishment, top of the elitist peasant pile, is saying, will surviving gunfire be Donald Trump's next appeal to black voters?
Well, that's racist.
Not only is that incredibly racist and patronising,
it's very stereotyped.
It's also totally pandering because there is the other way to read that. If you're from the hood and you think that and you don't like Donald Trump and you have gunfire every day, and you're an NPC in that situation, and now you've got this establishment going, well, yeah, fucking hell, Donald Trump is like
he's down
with the
as
hood.
Well. He's down with the hood.
I showed a video that really triggered people in 2019 about these. I can't remember what show it was on, but these two black guys in America on the panel show, and they were just chatting, and they were saying how Donald Trump is the first black president. Just because they thought he was so real, and obviously it was properly triggering people. But anyway, I thought this was just so interesting from Forbes magazine.
That's funny. The first black president is Donald Trump. That's highly triggering.
What we were listening to earlier, where it was saying how people were hoping that being shot would make Donald Trump nicer, and one of the first speeches that he gave was saying, look, these people don't understand nice. Now is not the time to be nice. I'm not going to be nice.
He's not going to be nice.
No, things are about to ramp up.
He gets shot at and he's still like, nope, I'm just going to keep doing me. Just like,
no, I definitely agree with you. Right. Okay, so I think actually Trump is almost over. This is a great shot here. Now, the one on the right, I don't think she made this, but again, this was shared by Human Vibration. Turning your head at just the right moment to avoid a bullet travelling at 2,000 miles per hour, 1 in a million. Taking a photograph at just the right moment to capture a bullet travelling 2,000 miles an hour, 1 in a million. Taking a photograph of the hero in front of the flag with his fist in the air during an active crime scene, 1 in a million. Taking 20-year-olds with no training and sneaking past one of the most advanced security forces in the world, 1 in a million. Finding a ladder to climb up a roof and crawl around without being stopped, 1 in a million. Getting a rifle, ammo, cartridges, rangefinder past metal detectors, 1 in a million. One of the most advanced security forces in the world failing to do their job, their one and only job, 1 in a million.
Not in the simulacrum.
Not in a simulacrum. Now, listen, we've already had different opinions in the studio and in the comment section about what's happening.
I'll comment quickly on
this. We
this.
don't have to agree with every single one on that list.
I'll comment quickly on this.
To see the phenomenon that's happening.
Shout out to Jason RKX. In many of his videos, he mentions, I can't remember the actual battle he talks about. He says that there's two
He says 3.
Is there 3? He's having 3. There's a war, right? There's about to be war, and they've done it multiple times. And the soldiers are lined up, and suddenly a big, massive fucking rock just falls from the sky, and they see it as a bad aim, so they don't fight. And Jason Archaic says that the simulacrum that said no, that was not happening. Them fighting was not going to happen. So maybe something similar happens here. If this is a holographic construct, maybe whoever is in charge of the construct says no, you're not killing Donald Trump.
If this is a holographic construct,
did all that.
There's no point in arguing in the comment section about whether this is plausible, about the physics of the bullet.
No,
because if
it's all irrelevant.
If this is some sort of psycho-spiritual 3D holographical projection of the ultimate Poitier mind, it doesn't. It doesn't. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. But we can still marvel at the chances of all of these things happening to get the images and the archetypal, fucking iconoclasts that are coming out of this event.
That's Full Metal Rabbit.
This is another public service announcement live from the Pesantron Wednesdays. Big shout out to everyone that's tuned in tonight to our Friday night Schwab show. We will be back live in 2 weeks. Right. This, I personally think, is one of the most important things we've ever done.
Did you just say Reich? Or right?
Did I just say right?
No, you said right.
Sorry, I've got the trans-European far right on my mind. Right, for anyone that's wondering what this is, and then anyone on YouTube that's watching, I just need to let you know these saucy symbols here. We do not support any of these messages that is in this expose, in this documentary. This is to bring things to light and to expose things, right? Yeah.
Believe me, this isn't our ideology.
Yeah, this is not our ideology. And if you're wondering what the trans-European far right is, you have to subscribe to Pesantron. We need to get that camera sorted out.
There's no way this goes out on YouTube, guys. It is spicy.
Conversations with Nix is going to be an ongoing thing. We're about to record part 2 of this conversation this night on Wednesday, 9th of October. Part 1 came out on Pesantron yesterday for you guys that are watching on a Friday. This one is an hour long, and we've had a really in-depth conversation.
It was a good starting point.
Yeah,
but there's more to come.
There's a lot more to come, and we can't even really talk about what this is about on YouTube for fear of the the content moderators giving us a strike or whatever.
Even the thumbnail is
slightly dodgy. Yeah, it could probably get us in trouble. So once again, make sure you subscribe to Patreon for the first of our series of conversations with Nix, our reporter, our informant,
on the ground reporter,
boots on the ground reporter. So big shout to Nix,
guys. It's a mere $3.33 a month, or if you're from the UK, it's £3. Yeah, it's really not a lot of money. You get all the best first content that we can't show on YouTube. And you get lots of other peaks as well.
Yeah, and basically things that we can never talk about on YouTube.
Hence the trans-European far right.
Yeah, so get onto Pesantron now. The link is in the description, and we will also have a QR code on the screen. Okay, back to the swab.
Rise above, generate, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above, abstract sonnets, rise above, domino, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above, extinguish fear when we generate. Since day one we've been going in militant, not same, oh so different, abstract sonnets, no equivalent, double L's flows omnipotent, make I suggest a lyric proof vest, I got a bar that will tear through a chest, cause a massacre from my caliber, your Kevlar can't protect. Anyway, back to the subject, expose devilish acts to the public, and talk topics they won't publish, instigating cold wars like Sputnik, observe you with a satellite view, heard the cattle these parasites do, worshipping the gods of our conquerors, is a blinded acolyte view, members of spiders remain reminded, they drink blood and sacrifice you, so misguided, laws are provided, to benefit the chosen few, so we rise above and extinguish fear when we generate love, a single candle lights up the darkness, that is the power we all harness, let's identify targets, light them up, lift them down, carpet beef, sprinkling garnish, the message, word, power, sound, I don't care if my whip gets tarnished, split this shit till I'm dead in the ground, where they pollute your mind with garbage, do one thing, just hold it down. Rise above when we generate, rise above, generate, rise above, extinguish fear when we generate, rise above when we generate, rise above. Rise above, extinguish fear when we generate love. Rise above when we generate. Rise above, generate. Rise above, extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above when we generate. Rise above. Rise above and extinguish fear when we generate. It's more than 232s in a hook. You want lyrics? I write books. Where your head double L overtook with a statement you can't overlook, and I drop rhymes you can't unhear. Plot lines never unclear, and I tell them direct to your ear. I doubt the signs that guided us here. And these lads from lost puppeteers who cut through throats like swashbuccaneers. Call to arms, don't volunteer, or take orders from brigadier. From war and carnage, they profiteer. The march goes on till we disappear. It's my duty to interfere, smash them systems like chandeliers. MCs chat about whips and cars. I rap bars about pyramids on Mars and other weird subjects hidden for years, locked in casts. Strap a protective mask, inform your collective war and star. It's a harrowing task, and I'm swimming in fears on a narrowing path. I'm powering past all these bullshit rappers will devour you last. And they're carrying fast, drop from the top of a towering shaft. Push from the ledge of a soaring peak, shoot from the pledge of my war and speak. Close to the edge, the outlook's bleak. Frozen breath cause the output's weak. Rise above when we generate. Rise above, generate. Rise above, extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above when we generate. Rise above, extinguish fear when we generate love. Rise above when we generate. Rise above, generate. Rise above, extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above when we generate. Rise above and extinguish fear when we generate.